Hey friends, welcome to Season 2 of 3 Dudes in a Movie. We've got some exciting projects moving forward, and of course, tons of movies. Here's a friendly reminder that while our content will always be clean, the movies that we watch may not always be family friendly, so respect the parental rating systems accordingly.
He's Texas.
Look out for the little guy.
I'm sorry. I looked up college baseball and then we started recording.
You're fine.
Is Texas
Dude,
not ranked?
CMU beat Baylor in a series.
That's awesome.
Fire up chips, baby.
Hey, we beat Texas.
Hey, there you go.
I'm having a good time.
There we go.
Now we did get kind of slammed by TCU, which is fine. But then we went and beat Oklahoma State 18-1.
All
so we're having a good time.
Right.
That
College
was
baseball.
That was today.
Look out for the little guy.
Yeah, little guy, Arkansas.
So y'all, welcome to 3 Dudes in a Movie, the podcast.
Back. It's been so long, guys.
I know, guys.
It's been wild.
But this chair feels like home. I feel like I haven't even left it.
Good.
What's your name?
You know, that episode from last week was pretty good too.
That's true. You should listen to it if you
It was
haven't.
all right.
We should say our names.
I'm Jacob Thomas.
I'm Marty Bedwell.
I'm Ryan Putback.
You just started a trend.
I realized
Back to back. What's her name?
I realized one time we definitely didn't say our names during an episode, and I was like, "Man, that's not good for any new listeners."
No, I've been thinking that because if we do say it, it's like 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
Which
there's been times it's been 15 to
That's
20 minutes
fine.
before you've introed.
That's fine.
But I'm kind of there's a part of me that's okay. No, there's personal preference. I'm like, you're gonna listen to us or you're not in the first 30 seconds. They're like, man, you're really.
You don't
annoying.
care about our names if you don't know us.
Yeah, let alone
We just probably need a better intro.
Oh, I keep forgetting to ask. We should record a different
We do
intro.
need to
We still
record
say
a new
season 2, and there's a couple of things we need to change.
Oh,
about
do
it.
we actually say the season
Yeah.
in it? Oh,
Yeah.
I should have listened to that.
That's all right.
I swear I listened to you intro every time.
That's fine.
I do feel like, but how produced do we need it to get? I go, welcome to the 3 Dudes in a Movie podcast.
Let's put a poll on Instagram.
Here
and see what
at
people
here
say.
at 3 Dudes, we always believe you're becoming something.
What's up, guys? It's the
Come up with 3 different options for intros and just put a poll on Instagram and see what wins.
That's true. I wasn't gonna say this, but I'll totally oust myself. I accidentally threw up that picture I took of the lights on the Young Adults Instagram for Rolling Hills. So probably about 8 people saw that.
Exposure, brand exposure.
That's right.
Did you get rid of it?
Yeah, I did get rid of it. It was up there for about 6 minutes.
Dang, dude, that's a long time.
I know. Well, a couple of people saw it, but I didn't see who. Our buddy Ben said nice.
Sick. What is this?
So yes.
New podcast suite looks great.
If anyone asks, sorry, there's not a podcast for the young adults. There's a podcast for us, 3 Dudes in a Movie. I want to start talking about this because I'm excited about this.
And if you want a podcast for the young adults, go tell your local college young adults pastor.
Brandon
Oh,
Billups.
well, if you go to Rolling Hills. But I
okay.
just mean in general.
Oh, yeah.
All of our friendly folks down there. All right, you're excited.
I am. We watched the new Ant-Man, and there was a lot. It's very quotable, and I appreciate that. But one thing I want to start talking about off the top.
That sounds like you're cussing.
I know.
That didn't sound
I'm gonna
good.
talk you off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not.
Let's stop doing
I'm
that.
sorry, Grandma.
Let's keep going.
The book Scott Lang wrote in the movie, it's coming out. I pre-ordered it.
Is it legit?
Yeah, it's coming out in October. Yeah, look out for the little guy.
Heck yeah,
it's coming out in October, dude.
Is it just?
I have no idea. It's like a 200-page book.
What is it about?
I don't know, but I'm gonna read
Look out
it
for
when
the
it comes
little
out.
guy. I wonder if it's like actually, you know what I could see it being a script for the movie,
Oh, sure.
which I think that's brilliant. Let's look out for the little guy. Scott Lang in this is the in-movie memoir. All right, this is the incredible story of an ex-con turned world-saving superhero. In Look Out for the Little Guy, Scott Lang shares with the world a bracingly honest account of his struggles and triumphs, from serving time to being a divorced dad to becoming Ant-Man and joining the Avengers. These are stories of epic battles won and lost as this everyman turned superhero finally tells all, from the official account of what really happened between the Avengers and Thanos to how shrinking down to ant size really feels to the challenges of balancing the roles of hero and dad. Across his many adventures, big and small, Scott has gathered the wisdom of countless amazing experiences into this, the first memoir from a real-life adventure. Once you learn the unforgettable details of his epic journey, you won't need to be reminded to look out for the little guy.
That was a really
Bruce
long-
Banner introduces the man behind the hero and the hero I call friend. It's got a ringing endorsement from Bruce
from
Banner.
the Hulk.
It says fellow Avenger. That's
You know
his,
what would be hilarious? You know that book that Michael Knowles put out that's just the cover and it's a 250 pages or so, just blank pages.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'd be hilarious if they did something like that and only put in the excerpts that they talked about in the movie.
Yeah.
That
on,
would be
on the
really
pages,
fun.
The
like
last
so you'd have
4
like
pages.
100 pages of blank, and then
Yeah.
you'd have like
And it's
a
whenever that
sentence
scene
You'd have
cuts.
from like the audiobook
sentence
portion.
about the Hulk. Yep.
Well, there's the sentence in the audiobook
where he's
portion.
like,
We have
"Am I
no
the
idea where
Hulk's
that
baby?"
is. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be hilarious.
Yep. And then the very last like 4 pages. That would be.
I'm
funny.
really excited. You're gonna have to. It's in superhero science fiction.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to show me that when
Oh,
you get
absolutely.
it. That's super cool.
It's not till like October though, sadly. So
Because
That's
they got to
surprising.
write a book.
That's true.
I feel like that's something you would have had to, like, from a marketing perspective, you would want to have that out now.
So what made me look this up?
Yeah, that's true.
What was the most recent? Was it? Because I saw it in something. I saw some Marvel thing had a ticker at the bottom of the news, and it said Scott Lang's book, Look Out for the Little Guy, coming soon. And I can't remember what Marvel. Oh no, it was
Might have been a TV show.
no, it was Black Panther.
Oh, really?
Yep, that's right. I saw it twice.
So they announced it in the movie.
That's
Very
cool.
briefly, like
That's
something's going on the TV, and the
Wakanda Forever, you can see Scott
ticker
Lang's
at the
book.
bottom.
Yeah,
Yep.
so this has
Now
a
the
picture.
question is though, when did they decide to make it a real thing? Because they may not have
That's-
decided.
that's true.
See, and this is why it could be so long, is they may have finished making this movie and been like, you know what,
We could do.
we
it,
need to
yeah.
put this book out.
Scott Lang continues tour in support of auto. There's a screenshot. Anderson Cooper.
Yeah, it's
That's
yes.
really cool.
Scott Lang continues tour in support of autobiography. Look out for the little guy.
See, I'm a huge fan of this Marvel. Like this MCU, I'm all
Yes.
behind. That's fun,
Yep.
dude.
Absolutely, I'm
That's
about
so
it.
cool.
So what did we think of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania?
It was all right.
It was better than the other movies that have been out recently, with the exception of a couple.
Yeah, when you put it that way, it does make me appreciate it more, because yeah, it really was not great, but I mean, I did enjoy it more than what we were listing off. It's better than Eternals, Black Widow. It's probably technically better than Thor: Love and Thunder. I don't think I would prefer it because both Jacob
I
and
liked
I
it better than Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, right.
Right.
I think most people would. Jacob and I are just suckers for Thor: Love
Yeah,
and
it's a
Thunder.
personal preference. I
was-
love Guns N' Roses, and
Yeah,
that's
that's fair.
pretty much how they got
That's
me.
fair. I liked it better in Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
I would
liked it.
give. Honestly, we both said Spider-Man and Shang-Chi.
I put Shang-Chi on the same level as it.
Okay,
But
would-
Spider-Man is, for me, is probably one of the top
Spider-Man's probably
that they've done.
No Way Home's
in
probably
total.
probably my number one.
Yeah.
But
It's either that or Captain America for me.
the first one.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Which now that's following the Star Wars rule, where Episode 4 is a lot of people's favorite movie because it's the first one.
Yeah.
Captain America was the first one I saw out
Oh,
of all
okay.
the Marvel movies.
Okay.
Oh man,
So,
So
I
a lot
love
of-
Iron
a
Man.
lot of it.
I'm such
I
a
love
sucker
Iron
for
see, I
Man.
hadn't seen
Man.
Iron Man till a couple of them.
Okay. Iron Man still holds up so well.
Iron Man 1 and 2, man, they were the first. They were the best to do it.
I going back, I do appreciate how weird Iron Man 3 is though.
Yeah, I get the hate that it gets, but I also I'm a fan. I like how they kind of flipped the script on on all of that. But yeah, I understand why people are like it is kind of off color from everything else.
It
they were.
is.
I
But
understand.
now that we have 50, maybe 50 properties, at least 40.
Yeah.
We just hit.
Is there that many of them?
There's at least 40. It might be 50.
I know there
properties.
When I did my watch last year, I think there was 22 movies.
Okay, so I think we're at 40 then.
But that didn't include any of the new releases from last year.
Because the it's including the shows and it's including the 2 one-offs, the Guardians Holiday Special, as well as Werewolf by Night.
I didn't watch that one.
You didn't watch Werewolf by Night?
No.
I have no idea if they intend to do anything with it.
they
not.
have as of
It's really cool. It's a practical effects monster movie that's 40
Okay.
minutes long.
I forgot
fun.
that one came out.
so. Yeah, we're close to 35, close to 40.
Yeah.
I'm looking at between TV and movies.
Okay,
Although this list is not the best.
that's okay.
It's not an updated list, but
Um,
I'm looking at the different phases and seeing.
Sure.
Okay.
Who's your guys' favorite character? Because I think the best part of this movie was the characters.
I know who you're gonna say, but are you gonna say Michael Douglas?
Let me say I am a sucker for Paul Rudd.
Oh yeah,
So,
right. Yeah.
yep. And so I'm gonna throw him out just as my I'm gonna exclude him from this conversation for myself because he's the main guy. But I am just a sucker for Paul Rudd as Scott Lang. 3 for 3. I know this movie wasn't quite as good to me as the other two, but 3 for 3 performances, 10 out of 10.
He
I
is.
love
dude.
me, Scott Lang.
His character hits that every man just kind of.
so good.
And this one, he gets kind of caught with. He gets called out on a lot of crap. That he's
He
like,
does.
man,
His
you're trying
family's
to
used to him
profit.
at this point. Yeah.
You're trying to profit off of.
Yep.
He's like, well, I'm trying to do my job, and it
Yep.
doesn't. It's like, yeah, but you also wrote a book
Yeah.
about it. So how was
I
that?
saved the world. Oh, Scott saved the world, guys. I will. Let's.
Like, oh, you fought Captain America. No, I fought with Captain
Yeah.
America. I'm not a moron.
Not a moron. Right after he enlarges the small pizza,
yeah.
you inspire me so much, or whatever. I
Hey,
look up to you so much.
Was it not a rule that you could shrink down something, but it would still retain its mass, and so it would still be like really heavy?
Yeah, theoretically, that
thought so.
pizza would be thinner.
Well, I was thinking about when she puts the cop car on that when she gets checked out of jail.
Oh
when she gets
yeah,
bailed
no,
out.
I mean, but that messed up. Or they did that in the first ones too.
Oh, really?
Because I mean, the one guy.
Oh, so they already busted that. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Well,
Well,
when you
trying
put
to
it
remember his
down,
name.
she
Wow.
put it down. I was like, wait a minute.
she shouldn't be able to pick that
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
Yeah,
I feel really bad. The older gentleman.
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas,
Douglas.
Henry or Hank. Yeah,
Hank.
Pym.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, in the first one, he's carrying that tank in his pocket
I guess that's true.
on the
true.
keychain.
Yeah.
So they
Gosh,
broke
that's
that in the
true.
first one.
I thought they broke that one in the second one. You're so right. They get rid of that immediately.
Yeah.
And I understand because I think that makes sense. But
Why? But why say it in the first place
Yes,
if you
you're
knew you're
exact-
like
yeah.
this is gonna
Well,
be
it's because
kinda,
that's how you justify the punching.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that, then you can't do the punching.
Well, don't they bring it back with the momentum that you carry?
Well, it's
Or
with
is
this,
that
in
that's
this
kinda
one.
how they went
in
with
this
this
one.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they were like, yeah, you got to time it right with when you shrink and grow.
I feel like they should have just made it a thing that when the suit is tiny, it's strong.
Yeah.
Like just pin it on the suit. That way
Oh.
the vehicles
The
and everything else
the
you
smaller is, the more concentrated.
Yes, something like
Yeah,
that.
because that's ants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave the vehicles out of it and everything. You're totally right.
This is the most physics-based property,
It probably is. man.
Marvel property,
Yeah,
and,
probably.
which it's kind of weird. Like it almost feels like not filler because it's done well, but it feels like one of those that you're like, well, this never mattered in Thor's universe, so why do I
Right.
care about
Yeah.
whether or not you could pick up this cop car that?
And
you
so by the
That's
time the
that
third one
battle
rolls
in
around, we're
Endgame.
fine with it.
yeah.
That's the battle in Endgame. You're sitting there like, all right, we got sci-fi, we got archery, we got
Fantasy.
fantasy,
Yeah.
we got magic. It's like, what is going on in this battle? This is more chaotic than the Battle of the Five Armies in The Hobbit.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, Michael Douglas might have been my favorite part of this movie because his screen time is fairly limited. But anytime he does
He's coming in
anything,
hot.
it's just banger
Yeah.
after banger.
That's true.
I mean, the first thing he does is turn a large pizza into a extra large.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Yeah, he's like, I
Um,
save $8.
Yeah. And just his one-liners are just so good. I like ants.
I really wanted to like Kang. I love like bad guys.
Yeah.
I love him. And I really liked him.
But you didn't love him.
I don't love him, and I think I'll probably love him the more that we see him going forward.
Now that he's our next
Because you
big
just
bad.
need more time.
Sure.
You know, Thanos. The first
Well-
time I saw Thanos, I was like, "This is dumb." But then, more I
Sure.
got time with, I was like, "Okay, I really like him." Kang, I was already like, "All right, I'm down with that." He's the
Yeah.
exile, but we'll see.
Especially
But
after
So
after
here's
we
an
learned that.
interesting thought. I believe, if I understand it right, they've announced that Galactus is coming.
That's what I thought he was talking about the
He's
whole
gonna
time.
be the next big bad villain. So what if Kang just gets the Loki treatment?
oh, kind of a heel
What if he's
turn?
just the start villain?
Yeah.
He's the big villain for a movie or
So
two,
you
and then
thi-
he's
you
just
think
gone.
they might be lying to us about the name of the next Avengers movie?
I
It's
don't
gonna be
know.
Kang
The
Dynasty.
King Dynasty?
I mean, they could go longer than they did with Loki on it, but
sure.
I mean, well, they did give Loki
That's
an
a good
Avengers
thought.
movie too, though.
yes, they did. Yeah, that's a good thought. That's a
So-
good point. And they could. Jonathan Majors definitely has the charisma to stick around.
Well, I was about to say this feels like a good cover for them when Eternals doesn't work out. So
yeah,
that's what I'm.
yeah,
thinking.
because we don't want them to go that route. There's
but am I wrong? Galactus is
Yes.
okay.
he'll be in that vein. Yeah,
So if they're like, well, we got to nix Eternals, we'll bring back Kang.
yeah.
Maybe.
The Kang story arc, from what I understand, could be so much better too.
And
This
I bet
one-
it will be.
This one felt like the most comic booky to me.
And
with
I
some of the
I
characters.
loved that.
It did.
MODOK.
MODOK.
I think that was a
Dude,
fan
never
favorite.
in 100 years could I imagine them doing MODOK.
Actually doing
And then
MODOK.
knocking it out of the park.
They just leaned into it. They're
They
like, this
did.
is what he looks
It's
like.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So let's do it.
I only knew who that was because of Phineas and Ferb.
Okay.
Absolutely. Sure.
Yeah.
That's so fair.
Mm-hmm.
But he is a classic Marvel villain.
Mm-hmm.
Never one I've cared much for. Did you know they tried a MODOK show on Hulu
No.
with look it up. I'm blanking on the voice actor. Remy from Ratatouille.
Yeah, it's an animated series. Patton Oswalt?
Yeah, Patton Oswalt.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, sorry, I remember him as
Patton
Remy.
Oswalt. And you go, Remy from Ratatouille.
Yep.
John Hamm played Iron Man.
I didn't know that.
That's pretty
That's
weird.
wild.
Bill Hader, Ben Schwartz. Nathan Fillion played Wonder Man. What is this show?
Nathan Fillion would be Wonder
What
Man.
is this show I've
It-
never
dude,
heard of?
dude,
And it's just like,
The trailers looked ridiculous.
that's awesome.
In a good way, though.
Yeah.
Like, I bet we'd enjoy it if we watched it. And thankfully it got canceled, so we wouldn't have to watch much.
Yeah.
Ryan, who do you think your favorite character was?
Probably Paul Rudd.
I mean, he's just so
He's a
good.
fan favorite.
And him getting his moment, like the everyman went toe to toe with a god.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Like, and he had to be 600 feet tall to do it.
Mhm.
But man, that was awesome.
That's something that. Is it because they're in the quantum realm, or
Why
have
he
they
could get
done
that
away
big?
with the? He's not tired after doing that.
Well, he was. Remember
They talked about food.
Cassie
She talked about
just
food,
about passed out.
but not the same way that he
Right.
did the first time.
I agree.
So now you could just say it's the quantum realm because they already are so much smaller than they normally are.
I was
But-
just thinking he was just getting used to it, just like training.
Maybe, but she did it a few times too.
She was not nearly that big either.
Okay,
Like when she got big, she was huge, but
but okay. So now at the end, he got the. You could argue the biggest he's ever gotten,
oh, easily.
and he just
Not
got
even
fighting.
close.
He didn't
Oh,
even
no,
act
I-
tired.
I
at the
agree.
end of
It's-
that.
it's
so
weird.
they blurred the
They-
lines
they
there a little
did.
bit.
Well, especially when they throw that ruler back in your face. Cassie does it one time, and she about
Yep.
faints. It's like I'm hugging Godzilla. I liked that line.
Hey, is this the beginning of a new phase?
No.
Yes, yes,
Is
it
it?
is. Yep.
I'm
Is this
looking.
the first
I'm looking through, and people are putting it.
Wakanda Forever ended Phase 4.
Was
Yeah.
it?
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what I'm because
And
I'm looking at.
Deadpool 3 will end this phase.
So phase 4
Still got to finish those.
was.
Love them.
I'm just looking at movies because I don't
Yep.
keep up with the shows. But Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man: No Way Home, Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and then this one is putting Ant-Man as the beginning of. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what you said.
Yep.
Yeah, I do believe now. Actually, now you say it, every year is going to be a new phase.
It does feel like it did feel like the start of. I mean, with Kang, it does feel like the start of
I
something.
think that's
new.
what they're planning now.
Okay.
Based on how I've seen it announced.
So for this one, they have Ant-Man the Wasp: Quantumania, is Secret Invasion. What is that?
It's going to be a show.
Okay.
It's
Don't care. Sorry,
it might be fun. Well,
Well,
that
no,
one
sorry.
might be fun.
Secret Invasion is the show, or Secret Wars is the show? Because one of those is the movie and one of
Wars-
those is the
Secret
show.
Wars
Wars
is
is
the
the
movie.
is the Avengers movie.
It's the second
After
one.
Kang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after Kang.
Invasion. Invasion. That one might be good. It's the what are the
The
scrolls?
Skrill.
Okay.
From
Wait,
Captain
Skrill or
Marvel.
Scrolls?
I think it's scrolls. With
SKRULL.
but it's also got Nick Fury in it.
Okay, yeah.
So
All right,
Finally
so
get him back.
Ant-Man the
Yes.
Wasp, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
can't wait.
I'm kind of
That's the next one, I think.
I think it's going to be I believe it's going to be good. This one looks way more serious than the first two.
Ant-Man did the same thing,
Yeah. I'm kind of
and
worried.
it will. do-
I don't
I
know
thought
that I
so,
want
I
that out
thought
of my
someone was gonna
Guardians.
die in
I don't know.
Ant-Man.
The second
Well,
one was
Drax
pretty
got-
serious.
Someone is for sure
Yeah.
dying in Guardians. Like if they didn't
Well,
kill someone off in
the second one
Ant-Man,
turns serious when you find out
Yeah.
what's actually happening. That
That's
gets
true.
real
That's true.
quick.
yeah,
But Drax definitely dying.
it's got to be
Yeah,
Especially since he said he's not signing another contract.
And he has a whole
So-
in the trailer. He has a whole like death dialogue where he's like, "This is
There's a theory based on the color of the logos for those movies. Who dies in which movie?
really?
Oh,
Because in the first one, the logo is like brown, and
Okay.
Groot dies.
Okay.
In the second movie, it's blue,
And Yondu,
and Yondu
dies.
dies. And this movie, there's 2 colors. So there's a
Oh,
theory that
no.
Drax and I forget who the other person was are both going to die. I think it's Drax and Rocket
Rocket.
are both
That-
going to die.
could-
There's a
based on the
lot of
colors.
Rocket backstory in this.
Yep,
This
this is
could be
Rocket's-
his.
Good, well, yeah,
origin.
the villain is Rocket's maker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That'll be neat.
Yeah, that'll be neat. Groot's jacked. That's great. That's
Yeah.
fun.
He looks cool. He
I think
looks-
Groot's been different in every movie.
Every
Yes,
movie.
he has.
He was jacked in the holiday
I
special.
bet the
if you
animators
haven't
love
watched
that.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. What's Echo?
Echo she was a side character from Hawkeye.
Okay.
Probably the least interesting property to date.
Blade.
Can't wait.
Ironheart.
She was Riri Williams from Black Panther.
Is that
too.
is that going to be a show?
Yep.
Agatha, Coven of Chaos.
That's a show.
Side character from
WandaVision.
WandaVision.
Captain America: New World Order.
Yep.
I
That's the
think
next Captain America movie.
That's a movie?
Yep.
Okay.
So I've always not been a fan of Captain America.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like Superman. I'm not a
Oh.
fan of self-righteous jerks.
Sure.
You're just. But I can't tell you how much I would want a new Captain America movie
Well, there we
because
go.
it feels like
The one
We
that they
need
need to
some
make,
momentum.
they won't
It's coming.
make. The one they need to make, they won't make.
what's the one they need to make?
They need to make a movie with Chris Evans back as Captain America,
No, thank you.
returning the 6 Infinity Stones, and do it as a
Oh.
comedy.
That'd be okay. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. But
You
that's
do that as a TV show?
You could do it as a TV show,
should.
6-episode show, or something like that. But it needs to be a comedy, no matter how it's done, and it needs to have aspects of like, if there was an error somewhere in the continuity of something,
They
like
fix
even
it.
down to the level of like there was a coffee mug in one
Yeah.
shot and got. You need to
That'd be
show
pretty
him
fun.
once or twice, like run in and
that
move
would
it.
be fun.
What's Thunderbolts?
So that is going to be kind of
That'd be-
Suicide Squad kind of thing.
Is it that or is it Inhuman?
Bunch of villains
stuff?
or villains and anti-heroes. Is it
Okay.
what?
Is it Inhuman? Because I thought there was an Inhuman called Thunderbolt.
No, he was Black Bolt from Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay.
No, Thunderbolts is it's a team up. It's going to be like U.S. agent from Falcon Winter Soldier, Yelena, who's the new Black Widow,
So it's gonna be the Dark Avengers or something like
the
that.
Red Hopper from Stranger Things.
All right, I'm gonna
Um,
look that up right now.
Ghost from Ant-Man 2 is going to be in it. Just a bunch of these side characters that they
Red Guardian.
Red
We
Guardian.
just can't.
Yeah.
I was like Red Hammer.
So
not-
it's the side characters that are kind of the not the heroes, but not the villains.
I don't think any of them are definitely like absolutely villains. Let's see.
They were all the misled characters.
Thunderbolts characters. Oh, Zemo. Zemo's coming back.
Gosh, you can't stand.
I know you can't.
What's he in?
He'll be a Thunderbolt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's led
That's
by
fun.
Thunderbolt Ross, who, what's his name, passed away. Y'all know who the new Thunderbolt Ross is, right?
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford.
Okay. That's awesome.
What's after that?
And then that'll start Phase 6.
Deadpool.
Deadpool 3,
Deadpool
Fantastic
3,
Four, Avengers
Fantastic
Kang
Four
Dynasty,
will
and
kick
then
off.
Secret Wars.
Yep. So yeah, we just have 3 projects for 6 announced. I think they might have. That might be all of 5 though.
Yeah, 5's only gonna last a year.
Yeah. So 5, we
No, a
still
little
have,
longer than
we have
that.
Guardians, we'll have Blade, and then we'll have new Captain America, and then there's all
And
the
then
other stuff.
Deadpool.
Loki. Well,
Loki
Deadpool,
season
I'm looking forward to
Deadpool
Loki
kicks
season
off.
2.
Deadpool. They have Deadpool in Phase 6 here.
Oh, I thought Deadpool ended Phase 5.
Oh well,
Interesting.
it depends
Yeah,
on who
Loki
you ask.
season 2 is going to be great.
I need to get on Loki.
Yeah, you'll.
That
you'll
made me
enjoy it.
wanna-
You enjoy it.
Something else to put on
It's
there.
short.
It's it's not that bad.
How many episodes?
6.
There's like was it 6? I thought there was 10.
45 minutes.
I think it's 6.
I'm gonna look it up.
45 minutes.
I think it was 45-minute episodes.
Oh, I could do
Was it only 6 episodes?
I thought so.
There's
It moves
just
quick.
so much, man. There's so much.
It is.
I don't have that much.
Playing
time.
catch up is impossible.
Yeah.
Like I still haven't seen Moon Knight, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't
Loki's worth it for you. Moon Knight's probably worth it for you.
I like
know.
that.
I
See,
don't know
that
the
you
I'm
would
a
the
huge.
like
cast
Moon
is
Knight as
great.
much,
Do what?
but you might not enjoy it as much. but
Yeah,
you
it's a
might.
little bit slower. Well,
But
and then
the
you mix
cast
that
of
in
Moon
with
Knight is
Star
awesome.
Wars.
But I just know you don't like watching a lot of the TV show stuff. So.
Yeah, like,
Loki's
alright,
definitely worth it.
alright. Which, by the way, this is the best Star Wars movies I've seen in the last 10 years.
Gosh, there's a lot of Star Wars.
It's so
aspects
much
of this
Star
movie.
Wars in this.
All the Raiders
The
and the
aliens
Jawas
and-
and the
Tusken
to the
Raiders.
designs of the stations and the ships and stuff.
Yes, exactly. It's
But everything that's apart from Star Wars, I thought was very uniquely designed.
Yeah.
Except for the part that looks like Star Wars.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's
there's only
what.
6 episodes.
There you go.
Okay, nice.
45 minutes long. Well, actually, they were like 35 because there's like
They're
10
all
minutes of
different. There's
credits
gonna
on
be
the
a
end of
there's
all
gonna
of
be a
them, but-
35, a 45. I'm sure the finale's an
it's
hour.
doable.
Yeah.
No, the finale was 48.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they didn't do much for that one.
Alligator Loki.
Kang looking over his his army was very much Clone Wars. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
it's just,
Yeah, it was.
and I'm okay.
I built an empire down here, and they're coming with me.
It's very cool. And then they weren't.
I will say, let me say this. King straight up backstabbed Scott.
What do you mean?
They made a deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, we made a deal.
Yeah, and I love that. Like he kidnapped broke the deal, kidnapped his daughter.
So Scott didn't fulfill his side of it really either. He didn't give
going
him
to.
the orb,
He was going to. He
potentially.
just wanted his.
I think
But also
Kang-
Scott is the guy. It's kind of poetic because Scott is a trickster. Like he is
Oh,
he's
sure.
performing heists. Like you know how many deals he's broken?
I mean, I would say if
All
I
of
was
them?
Kang
Yeah.
and I saw that the Wasp, not the Wasp, yeah, Evangeline Lilly's character,
Hope.
Hope showed up, and the other two characters showed up to him, I know I'm not getting that orb. If he's by
Sure.
himself,
Sure.
then yeah, you're gonna get it, but potentially.
That's a good thought.
Yeah. I do think there's a little bit of is there a coming of age story for 40-year-old men, 50-year-old men? Or he's 50.
He's
50
like
years?
52.
Is there a coming of age story for them? I guess
We just got it.
yeah, it does feel like this. You're in a certain semblance. You're trying to do better, but you still have your old habits, your
Yeah.
old ways of like making this about you.
He
That was all
I've been
three
to prison
Ant-Man movies.
4
Yeah.
times.
Yeah,
The one that I did miss, I'm really bad
Luis?
at names. He
Yeah.
wasn't in this one.
Recap guy.
Like,
yeah,
there was
that's
not- like,
true.
They should have had him somewhere. Like at the beginning of the
In
end.
San Francisco, he's walking around San Francisco, like have him like hang out with him.
Also, the San Francisco scenes, they were like, we got 5 minutes, two and a half at the end, 2.5 at
Yeah.
the beginning. Let's show how weird San Francisco is.
Yeah,
$12 coffee. There were a couple-
dog
I
and
hated
a
the
stroller.
camera shot.
The what?
The camera shot was really frustrating. I don't know why, but sitting
was
there in
walking?
the theater while he was walking, I couldn't focus on the screen.
Oh, really?
Any of the rest of the
It's
movie
pretty
was
close.
fine, but just the part when he was walking,
Yeah.
I was having trouble focusing on it. I don't know what they did.
I love the beginning. He's like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Then they
you
learned
so
it's not
much,
Spider-Man, it makes him
Spider- Yeah,
pay.
makes him pay.
Yeah.
$12. $12. All right.
$12.
That's San Francisco. I forget. There was something else in one of those scenes that made me be like, yeah, that's San Francisco. And it was weird, but I don't remember.
It's
what
probably
it
the
is.
dog stroller.
No. They really emphasized. It was something in the background,
Oh, okay.
not very emphasized. I was like,
But you
San
know it's there.
Francisco.
You know it's
it
happening.
wasn't like poop on the streets, but I hear that's a San Francisco thing.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was fine. You know, I don't think it's anything that. I was thinking about this on my. I was driving back to the house, like driving back home afterwards, and I always, anytime these movies come out, think about my journey with the Marvel movies. It went from a spot where I was totally against it because I thought superhero movies were dumb, and so
Is
then
that from the beginning? Like when
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
Iron
yeah.
Man came out?
yeah, even Iron Man, I went, well, this is for kids because I watched it. I was whatever,
Sure.
13, whatever. When did that come out?
8.
Yeah, so I was 13. And so I was like, these are fun, but I'm never going to actually get into this. And then as they were like, hey, we have a long-term vision. This is
Yeah.
Captain America. And I went, well, I'm definitely not into that. Eventually, they won me over to where when Infinity War, when Endgame came out, or one of the, I can't, but I remember the specific moment of that paradigm shift in my mind that had already been going on.
Sure.
In my spirit of like, I care so much about these characters.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like this aha moment where I was like, I had been caring for the last 3 years prior to that. But it took Infinity War for it to happen to me. To be like,
Realize,
oh,
yeah.
Jacob, you actually care a lot.
Yep.
And so I've been that's my mountaintop experience. Right.
Oh, we hit that. Yeah.
And
we're not getting back up
Since then, it's like, well, now I'm not looking for that mountaintop experience again. I'd like it if you
Sure,
did it. Like,
sure.
I
Yes,
love
please.
Kang Dynasty to be the next Infinity War Endgame. I'm rooting for it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was driving home, I was kind of wrestling with okay, how can and meet me in the middle here. How
Sure.
can I at least just still be, not necessarily excited, but you still got my money regardless.
Yeah.
it's just kind of a feigning interest, I guess.
I think this phase might help with that.
If they
because-
do it right and do it
Oh,
well.
of course.
But Endgame definitely was the peak, and they've been coasting downhill. Spider-Man No Way Home brought it back up a little bit, and then they started dropping back
How do
off
you
again.
reinvigorate that though? Or is that even a goal that they have in mind? They're like,
I,
no,
I
we
think at this point it's not. I think at this point it's pump out as much content as possible.
I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna bank a lot on Captain America, New World Order.
don't come back.
They might.
Yep.
Yeah, I do think so.
They're gonna be like, all right, Sam is gonna take us to that next level because everyone loves Sam, and sure, I love Sam. You know, I like him.
He's fine.
But I think I'm worried they might put a little too much eggs in his basket.
Yeah.
They probably should have put more eggs in this basket. Everyone loves Scott Lang.
Yeah.
And while they did give us the villain, and that was obviously huge. Like, what is? I'm not sure Ant-Man.
Well,
I'm not sure
okay,
of
you gotta
Ant-Man's future.
look at it this way too,
for-
though.
Yeah.
Ant-Man
At least it introduced Stature, who's
Right.
Cassie, but
beat Kang
yes, he did.
by himself,
Which is
essentially,
so cool. Him
with a
and his
little
team,
bit of
yeah.
hope.
It's his team. But I mean,
But-
Hope, Cassie, and the ants. That's Ant-Man.
I think the
Yeah.
ants beat him.
They sure did.
Well, technically,
And MODOK.
I mean, they showed
That's
back
true.
up.
And MODOK.
I mean, they had that battle on the top of the tower.
yeah,
That was
that was
Ant-Man.
but he was
That basically
busted.
did it.
Like,
I mean,
Kang
yeah, he was
busted
worn
out.
down by that
Yeah.
point.
I don't know, man. I get what you're saying though. I could see that. I do agree with you. I think Paul Rudd's it's the same thing in sports where you're like, this guy's a superstar. We cannot keep him on the team very much longer. So before he has to get paid, so let's win now.
Yeah.
Whereas Paul Rudd, I think, is kind of a after. I think their focus is more Guardians because that's about to break up.
Yeah, because you think the Guardians are done.
Yeah.
I mean,
So they got to find the young talent that's up and coming that they can continue to invest in before they get too big.
do you think that is, or you think that's what they're looking for?
Yeah. Well, it's like
It's
what you
Spi-
said.
it's- I mean, it's Spider-Man.
It's what you said. Well, that and what you said last night with Catherine Newell. Like it's those casting decisions.
Yeah, I'm still mad they did
Are
that.
they done with Spider-Man?
I think they're working on the script for number 4.
Are
But I
they?
think-
Okay, because they haven't announced it.
Yeah,
But
it's
I
going to
think
be part
that-
of Phase 6.
But even
Okay.
Tom Hiddleston, like
Hiddleston or Holland?
sorry, Holland.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna come up soon.
He's
already on the.
there.
He's already there.
Yeah, he is.
It's so tough.
But
it's like,
he'll be the one they will pay.
oh yeah. Well, you got to
It's
now
'cause
because
of
he's
Spider-Man.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
yeah.
You're right. I'm so interested to see where they
It's
get.
such a tough game.
Like we have all of these. What I think they might be building up is all of these smaller team ups, which might be neat. You
Yeah.
know, we talked a little bit about Midnight Suns last night. It's like we got some of the spooky guys. Blade, maybe introduce the Punisher. Well, they're going to. Daredevil is going to be a thing soon. And
Right.
with Daredevil coming to be a thing, that makes the Punisher a thing. Doctor Strange, introduce Ghost Rider, maybe. Midnight
It's
Suns.
almost like Marvel opened up the Hydra book on how to multiply.
Yeah.
Well, but you have to be okay with not everybody watching everything.
Yep.
Yep.
And
You
I
have to be okay with
and
here's
that's-
your audience.
Do you-
Like
So
what you
I've
just
seen
did.
it
Like
all.
Loki's for me, Moon Knight's
Yeah.
more for
Do you think you have a good understanding of Kang after this movie without Loki?
I think I have. Yeah, I think this was a better introduction to Kang than Thanos was to him himself.
Thanos
so
didn't-
I think it's a
Thanos
good.
didn't get a great.
Yeah, I think
introduction.
it's a great start. He does get a lot of screen time. I just want to see more of him.
Yeah.
Like right now, I was like, he's fine.
Thank
but-
goodness we're getting more.
And I'm like, I don't know that what I would have done differently with him.
Sure.
I think it's just a matter of time and just having seen him. It did feel like one of the criticisms that I do have about the movie. It's tough. It's a tough balance. But you have characters that you've been with for a while that when they show emotion, you feel that. Like you have their stories, right? You had the story of this family that you feel, and the reunions, and now they're brought back into the quantum realm and all that kind of stuff. I felt like with Kane's character. Jonathan Majors is amazing.
Yeah,
actor,
he did
by
so
the way.
good.
But I feel like with Kang's character, he was trying to bring that same emotion, but it was like, dude, I don't know you.
Yeah.
Like, why do I care? And I think there's a bit of, I felt like that they were trying to bring forth in the very beginning what they got on the back end of Thanos. Because as you learn more about Thanos, you hear his backstory. Towards the end of his life,
Yeah.
you hear how he was a general and how he's trying to protect his homeland, and that's why he's doing this. And they were like, no, let's just hit him with the backstory in the very beginning.
Yeah.
And I was like, this feels too quick. I like I said, I don't know you.
It
Like, don't give me
was.
your sob story right now. Like, show me what you can do, and then let's ease into some of the backstory.
And that'll probably pay off eventually.
Yeah, like I said, I'll age into it. The same thing with Thanos.
That's true.
But it did feel like it was a little forced there. Yeah.
I do feel like they missed an opportunity, though. I mean, I like how they went with it, but I feel like it should have been Loki that sent him there.
They would have
Loki that
It would have been way too
They
early
would have
for
had
them
to
to do
wait for
something
season
like
2,
that.
though.
Wait, are you talking about Loki that exiled him?
Yeah.
Wait, okay.
Well, you would understand if you saw the show.
Right, exactly.
Well, you saw the post credit.
So would that assumedly be the first time he meets him?
No, they met in season 1.
Loki
Okay.
meets at the
But,
end of season 1.
But is
last
that the
episode.
same one, or is that a different
It's
Kang?
different.
So that's
Actually,
how he knows, but
is it a
almost
different
doesn't
one?
know.
Yeah.
Isn't it that one?
No.
Because that's the one that is in control of only the one timeline.
Didn't-
Wait, the one that's doing the one
I don't
that's
know.
from.
It's not.
Wait,
It's not.
the one that's performing the Prestige is.
Yeah.
the-
It's not.
the
It's
same.
not. It's not the one.
Okay.
That's not the one from Loki.
But
that
he is
that
one
has
of-
me confused too because it's like okay.
But Loki knows that is one of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, as soon as you add the time element into something like
Yes.
this, it's kind of like, well, because you're adding time and you're adding the
Possible.
multiverse.
yes.
Which Marty,
So-
you mentioned this last night about what you think their intention is with that. Kind of
Oh,
talk a little bit
yes.
about that. Your thoughts on that?
Yes, and I think and then our roommate Jacob also mentioned that they might use Secret War as the vessel for that.
Okay.
I think that they are gonna pump us with multiverse over and over and over, and then we get to something like Secret War, and then it collapses itself. We get back to one timeline.
Well, that's Kang's plan.
That's Kang's plan, and I also think it's Kevin Feige's plan.
Well, so you think they're making it intentionally kind of convoluted
Yes.
for the purpose of saying, "Hey, let's
Yep.
bring it back."
Because then we'll
Give
get
them what they want.
Because Secret Wars is a Doctor Doom story, and Secret Wars upon its completion, we get the timeline that is the best of.
Okay.
We get the best version of each character that we
So
have.
it's almost as if Kevin Feige's like, here, they want to see the multiverse.
Yep.
Let's give them the chaos for a
Yep.
season.
We'll get
And then take it away
sick of
because
it,
they'll
yep.
realize it was too much.
Yes, and then we will have, and then we'll probably, and then I would assume then we probably get into something like Galactus.
Yeah, I just because the multiverse it's just annoying to me. It's like when
It's overwhelming.
Is it Hope? Which one of it or Janet? It's like you're killing trillions of people, and you're like, but they don't exist in my version.
Yeah.
Like what? Who?
Or you can bring back any character on a dime. Like, hey, I travel across the multiverse. Like,
Well, and it's like, and even Kang, they're like trying to elevate his status of like, man, he's Thanos level because not only is he's bigger than Thanos because he's killing multiverses.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't know these people. Who
Yeah.
cares to me? It's just
When the scale's that
eventually
big,
it's just a number.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
and
not
I
a
don't wanna,
casualty.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Please
one
don't.
is a. Or it's that was
Yeah.
that World War II
Right.
saying where
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like one is a casualty, 10,000 is a statistic.
Yeah, and I don't want to be like, well, Jacob thinks the Holocaust. Like that's not.
Yeah,
Please
yeah.
don't read that into real life. I'm saying comic book land.
Yeah.
I don't care. I want to know what's going on in my backyard.
Also,
And, if you do want to make this a multiverse pandemic, make me care. Build the
Yeah.
bridge, and they've not built the
do
bridge.
you think they thought Doctor Strange was going to do that?
I do think, yeah,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah, it wasn't bad enough.
It's just like
wasn't.
just a little taste,
Now,
just to get to see what it's like. And I'm still
It's a-
like, nah.
it's a treat.
It's a treat. I'm
The
like,
You
only
can have some
thing-
multiverse.
I don't want any more multiverse.
The only thing I've seen so far that actually was beneficial from having the multiverse is we got the best Spider-Man movie ever, I think.
That's fact.
I will probably care a lot more about the MCU once I watch that one.
You still haven't seen it yet. You got to watch that. That and Loki are your.
I know
there's your
that's
pet
my
projects.
required homework before next week's meeting.
You might care a little bit more about the multiverse with Loki because we know why it exists. because of
As
Loki.
long as they provide, and I know this will provide clarity and a little
Yes.
bit of mystique to it. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It makes me not necessarily maybe care, but make me a bigger fan of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is still overwhelming.
But it's still like I wish.
At least
And
I don't
maybe-
think anything coming up is going to be super multiversey anymore. Not until Loki.
Okay.
Yeah, we're probably about to drop back into
Yeah, Guardians is going to be its own self. The Marvels might. I don't think it'll be
I don't
multiversey.
think it'll be multiverse.
but it'll
I think
be-
it's going to be Scrolls. I think
Skrulls.
it's going to be dealing with them a little bit.
The Marvels. Maybe.
because Captain Marvel's in it.
I'm just interested to see how they do the displacement thing.
Yeah.
You watched Miss Marvel, right?
Yeah.
How she turned into Captain Marvel at
No,
the
she
end.
didn't.
She
No,
well, they traded spots.
What?
Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel. The post-credit scene for Miss Marvel,
I don't
where
remember that.
Miss Marvel gets pulled into her closet and Captain Marvel steps out.
I don't remember that.
That's how it ends.
Huh.
Shazam.
Okay, I'll
All
just
right.
check that because
It's the very last
I
thing.
thought that the way that one ended, from what I remembered, was they were basically trying to go the Inhuman route with her.
They were, but there was one more scene after that
Okay,
Where-
maybe I missed it.
where she gets sucked into the closet and Captain Marvel comes out and goes, "What the heck?" And this is literally just how
I
it
don't
ends.
remember.
Interesting.
I do have a friend
So-
who says that he loves how Captain Marvel got downgraded in her own sequel.
Oh, now there's 3 of them.
3 of them.
Yeah.
Who's the third one?
What's Rambo from WandaVision?
Oh, forgot about her.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ryan,
Have
are
you
you
not seen-
watching
have you
these?
not seen
I
the-
don't.
Yeah.
Have
it's
you
been
not
a
seen the
while.
poster with the 3
No,
of
I
them?
haven't actually.
Oh,
seen
it's
it.
Oh,
actually
wow,
it's
okay.
actually a decent poster.
I haven't been paying attention too much to the upcoming stuff.
Anyway, we're kind of running up on time, so
Let's
we'll go ahead
rank
and get
it. Wow,
well,
it's
I
not
mean-
as good as Puss in Boots. There, we did it.
okay.
It's,
well,
it's 2023 movie
Yeah,
list.
it's a
the only one on the
2023.
list. It's one number
Puss in
one.
Boots is 2022. We watched it in 23. It released in 22. So I'm putting Puss in Boots in my 22. So 2023, this is, besides that, our one movie on the list.
There's the Marvels poster with the 3 of them.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, I actually really like that poster.
It's neat.
Might be the best part of the movie, but we'll see.
So yeah, it's my 1 for 1. It's my number 1 top movie of 2023.
So let's look real quick. What
Yeah.
what do we want to watch that's coming up? Well,
Oh, yeah,
obviously
that's-
we'll
yeah, that's what that
tackle
is.
the Marvel properties.
Do you want to go ahead and say, like, do you just want to, because we can look and just say, oh, I want to watch this, but let's go ahead and decide on what at least our next 2023 movie will be. Oh, and we
It's
need
not
to
the next
announce-
one, but we are definitely doing an episode on Dune Part 2.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I
We also need to
have
announce what we're going to watch next on the poster.
It's a Wonderful Life, movie number 24,
Okay, well, just out it like that.
given to us
All
by
right.
our dear friend Jacob Hester.
Yeah, bro.
Plenty of thoughts. There's plenty coming up that I want to see. I do want to watch Shazam: Fury of the Gods because I thought that second trailer, the one we watched yesterday or
Yeah.
2 days ago, I thought
looked
that
pretty
trailer
good.
that trailer had me convinced it'll be fun.
Cocaine Bear
Cocaine Bear, absolutely.
next weekend.
Absolutely. Creed 3.
Yep.
Big Rocky guy. But then there's the big one, March 24th. John Wick 4. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
so dude, we gotta do John Wick 4.
Wait, did you see the first Shazam?
I have not.
Okay, yeah.
Have you?
No.
Okay.
So
well,
we gotta watch
I'm
it.
down to watch it. I heard it's a lot of fun. But man, John Wick 4, that's right now that's the big one for me.
Well, do we want to go ahead and then we got Super Mario's movie,
No,
Brothers?
we
movies?
gotta do Mario.
Do you want to go ahead and say our next one will be Cocaine Bear?
When is that?
That's next weekend.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So still
24th.
this month?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
February 24th.
February 24th. Oh, we could do that or Jesus Revolution.
No,
Yeah, let's do Cocaine Bear.
no, let's do Cocaine Bear. Wait, it says Ray Liotta. Is this Ray Liotta's last movie?
Yes, that's right. It is.
Okay. Yeah, we got to now.
Oh man.
And Alden Ehrenreich, was that supposed to be the next Han Solo?
Oh, is that him?
Let me look.
I just know it's
Yeah,
directed
he
by
was supposed to be.
Elizabeth Banks,
Yes,
which
that's
I
right.
love.
Yeah,
what
he
the
was
heck?
supposed to be the next.
You ever
Han
watch The
Solo.
Hunger Games, Ryan?
I did.
Elizabeth Banks is Effie Trinket.
Okay.
Nice.
Remember who that is?
That's the younger sister, right?
No,
No,
she's
she's
the
the-
very pale,
Oh,
big,
Like the
big-
pink hair.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
She,
It's been a
she's-
while since I've seen
She's her actress is the director of Cocaine Bear.
Okay.
Cracks me up.
Yeah,
I
so
would-
I think Cocaine Bear.
I
should be
would
our next
love to watch Cocaine Bear.
one. Okay. Let's go ahead and say that's gonna be our next. And O'Shea Jackson Jr. Wow, that's awesome.
Ice Cube's in this? No.
Basically,
I mean,
though.
yes,
Yeah,
but-
Ice Cube 25, 30 years ago.
Dude, Ice-T turned 65.
That's wild.
Isn't
dude.
that wild?
Hey, good for him. Yeah, so our next, either one of them is either going to be our poster IMDb top 100 is going to be It's a Wonderful Life.
Yep.
And then our
next-
new release is going to be Cocaine Bear.
Yep. And that'll, between those two releases, that'll get us to, what was the movie that came out? It's come out the first weekend of March. We were just looking at it.
Well, there's John Wick.
That's the second weekend of March.
Oh, okay.
Super
Mario
There's a
Brothers.
bunch of 'em.
No, that's April.
Man, I don't know.
Creed.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Have you guys seen? Have you seen Creed?
Actually, I've not seen Creed 2.
I've not seen Creed 2 either. I've seen the
Ryan,
first one.
have you seen any of the Rockies?
No.
You have
Okay.
9 movies to watch before Creed 3.
We'll watch the first 2 and then into Creed 3.
Well, and
but
if
then-
you watch the Rockies, I have them. Please let me know when you're
And I
watching
wanna-
Rocky 4.
yeah.
I still have to get through that other Batman movie,
Oh really? Which one?
the third one.
Oh yeah. I get it.
Oh, you can wait. We'll get to that one for the. on the
Also,
poster.
I
That's
do want to
true, we will.
rewatch the John Wick movies because I've not
Yes,
seen the
please.
third one, but I've seen 1 and
Oh,
2.
I've also
man.
never seen those.
Yeah, we got to rewatch them.
We all got to just take a week off of work, and a week or two
That's
here,
Wick.
just
exactly, and that,
watch movies for a
and the
week.
Loki. Actually, have you seen The Accountant? Because I
I
think it's the
love
same.
The
Is it
Accountant.
the same director
As what?
as
John Wick? Chad, whatever.
I have to look.
It might
The
be.
Accountant's really good.
I love The
It's
Accountant.
So good.
It's a good, quick burn.
Just
It's
the,
like
the
95
action scenes
minutes.
are so yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, all right, guys, we'll get out of here.
As always,
Hope
go
you're
watch
doing
Puss
well.
in Boots. too.
Do you? How do you feel about? Should someone go watch Ant-Man? They're
Oh,
going to anyway, but
Absolutely.
okay.
It's Marvel. Go watch
It
it.
was worth it.
And it's
All right.
funny. Hey, be like Darren. I won't finish the quote. Be like Darren.
Be like Darren. All right, guys. Love you guys. See you next week.
Amen, brother.
Talk to you next week. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the 3 Dudes in a Movie podcast. We appreciate you. Feel free to follow us on Instagram and be sure to give us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. Have a great day, and remember, movies are good. All right, bye.